I am the anti-harassment robot. What up, DEANOMANIACs? My name is Dan Frampton. I'm a talented artist. Over here we got Munchie the Nutcracker. He's a genius influencer. And together, we're the Dean Project. And we got to talk about the anti-harassment policy that Susan Wojcicki and her YouTube gang unleashed on the world a couple days ago. And the ramifications and the effects and the ripples and the waves that it's going to cause throughout the whole YouTube community. And that's going to happen right now on the show. You can't have an anti-harassment policy unleashed onto the world and have it affect people retroactively who did actually a good thing. They got a bad person who was doing bad things on the internet, off the internet. They made them irrelevant, and it was great. You all know that I'm talking about iDubbbz. I'm talking about the Leafy situation that is going down. And what happened was, a long time ago, maybe a couple years ago now, iDubbbz had this series. You know, this series I'm very open with. It was the series that got me back into YouTube. But anyway, that's not the point of the video. iDubbbz was going after some content creators for not only just cringy stuff, but just like morally corrupt things that they were just getting away with on YouTube and building an audience from it and calling it out in a very satirical way, in a way that it took like parody into consideration. I don't know if these are concepts that are just like so next level that Susan, YouTube, and little robots can't figure out. But I guess it's just too subtle and too smart for you to understand, okay? So what ended up happening is Susan Wojcicki was like, okay, we got this anti-harassment policy. It's gonna hit the internet. It's gonna make people nice to one another. Everyone's gonna be nice. It's gonna be a wonderful time. It's gonna be a great time for everybody. But then what's gonna happen? People are gonna be able to flag you for now bullying or like cyber attacking other creators, even when they like deserved it, even though they were the ones who were out there doing the questionable behaviors. Just because you call it out in a funny, satirical way, that makes you liable to have content ripped away from the internet. Now, I can see iDubbbz is perceiving this in a couple different ways. Okay, I can see him being like, well, that sucks, that video probably still gets views. That's good to have. But also, that video already got its majority of its views and its money, so whatever. I'm just gonna fucking make squirrel videos or whatever. I don't really know what that whole situation means, but the ripples of this whole thing is gonna be felt throughout the whole commentary community, throughout the whole review community, because what's review, what's critique? Do you have to just come on and be like the super nicest guy in the world? Do you have to be Mr. Beast 2.0? Do you have to give $10,000 to everybody that you talk about on the internet? If you wanna get views in 2020 YouTube, you best be giving out money, lots of $10,000 videos in your videos. You gotta be giving out $10,000. Okay, so that brings me to the commentary community, which is like the genre I guess I most like closely resemble, even though none of them know me. I don't really watch any of them, but people who come onto YouTube and talk about like current YouTube, I guess that's called commentary channels, and I guess that's what we're closest to. But most of the commentary channels that I've watched that I'm familiar with come on there and they're like, this other creator is slime. And yeah, of course that's going to be considered harassment, and you shouldn't be able to do that. You can't come on here with like allegations of people just to get like views of things. How can you even like sleep at night when you come onto the internet and you like call people down to the lowest thing without any like reason for it? You think it's just commentary through your own perspective or your whatever, man. You're just all out here being dicks, and you shouldn't be allowed to be dicks. But if you're coming on here and you're using satire and you're using parody and you're trying to make people laugh and you're putting in a whole lot of work and you got a whole lot of costumes and you got a whole lot of sounds and you got a whole fucking like package for this whole production, then it's a whole different story. And especially if all of that is wrapped up to talk about somebody that is like out there bullying children. Leafy should have been called out. Leafy should have been banished from the internet, and it was wonderful, and it was a service that iDubbbz provided to the internet, and we were all very thankful for it at the time. Have you seen any of the content cops? They're all pretty edgy. They all call people out for doing really bad things on the internet, doing things that they shouldn't be doing on the internet, but he does it in a way that's really, really edgy. Oh, it's just too edgy. Oh, it's just too edgy for my children. Well, guess what? Maybe it's not for your children. Oh, are your feelings hurt? I'm so sorry. Okay, well, this is going to be the Words 2 part of the show, but before I get into the Words 2 part of the show, I got to address a thing. I got to address Munchie the Nutcracker over here, and I got to address a couple of the DEANOMANIACs that have been requesting more Munchie in the videos. Now, I agree, Munchie is a great addition to the videos, but sometimes he just doesn't like to talk. I don't know if you know this, but he's not really the most personable Nutcracker in the whole world.
Yeah, it's true. I don't want to talk all the time. Like sometimes I just don't really care enough to even finish my.
Yeah, you see, he doesn't even care enough to finish that sentence. So why does everybody want more Nutcracker? He's not that entertaining. And if I leave the shot on him for too long, he doesn't move. There's no expression. There's nothing going on there.
Yeah, I don't get it, man. I'm just standing here. Why do they want more? I don't get. Whatever.
You gotta listen to your audience in entertainment, okay? So there will be more interaction with you. I'm sorry, I'm gonna be putting you on the spot, kind of like this segment right now.
Oh man, this sounds like fucking hell.
It doesn't sound like a lot of fun to me either, but if people want it, we're gonna have banter. Yeah, that's right. So this is the Words 2 part of the show. We gotta talk to the creator. So before I talk about iDubbbz, before I talk about Leafy, before I talk about Susan Wojcicki, I just gotta check in with Munchie to see if he has any interpretation of this situation. So Munchie, do you have anything to say about the matter at all?
Oh man, I really don't care. Leafy was boring. idubbbz, I don't find it that entertaining either. Like whatever. Yeah, those content cops are fine, but like it's he just seems like to be sitting on YouTube money, so whatever. He just puts out crap now.
Yeah, well, Munchie, that's just your opinion.
Yeah, no, you friggin' asked for it.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I don't know how this is gonna work, Munchie. I don't really like talking to you that much.
Okay, yeah, well that's great. So talk to the creator. Talk to who are you gonna talk to directly in this video anyway? You're talking about a whole bunch of things, a whole bunch of people.
That's a really good point. I don't know who I'm directly gonna talk to. Maybe I'm gonna talk directly to Susan Wojcicki, the CEO of YouTube. Does that sound like a good idea, Munchie?
Yeah, I guess you could do Susan Wojcicki. Yeah, did you tell them about your cute little nickname for her yet?
No, Munchie, you know what? I didn't say my cute little nickname because I think my cute little nickname is going to be considered harassment under this new policy.
Oh man, don't be such a coward. Just tell the people your cute little nickname for Susan Wojcicki.
Alright, okay, I'll say it. Well, you take the first part of both of her names, Sue and Woj, and when you put them together, it sounds kind of like sewage. So anytime me and Munchie are talking about Susan Wojcicki, I'm always like, oh, and the old sewage tweeted this, and the old sewage tweeted that, but I didn't want to come on here, and I especially didn't want to perpetuate the idea that you guys should tweet to Susan Wojcicki that her name is now sewage, because that would be inappropriate, and that would be wrong, and I wouldn't like that if you put the little @ symbol at Twitter, and then put her little handle, and then called her sewage. I would hate that. I wouldn't be a fan of that, and Munchie wouldn't like it either.
Yeah, that would be really rude.
Thank you, Munchie. We can all agree that harassment is bad. You shouldn't be harassing anyone. Harassment is super bad and awful, yeah. But what about satire? What about parody? What about reviews? And what about commentary? These are my final thoughts. My final thoughts. My final thoughts. My final thoughts. Yeah, some people were saying this is the end of YouTube as we know it. This is real dark times. YouTube's gone and blown it. But I don't see it that way, and particularly this time, because we've always adapted to what YouTube demands from its creators, even though they don't show us the main priority. We still bend to their will every time they make a new update change, and we try our best to make content that stays within the guidelines. But what happens when you call someone a nickname that they don't you'll be flagged, and you'll be canceled, and you'll be irrelevant by the end of the week. My final thoughts, my final thoughts, my final thoughts, my final thoughts. Let's just all just be smart and, whatever, just be cool. Okay, well, thank you for watching that load of horseshit that I call content. If you enjoyed it, just scroll down a little bit, find that little thumbs up thing, and then click it, and it'll turn blue. And everybody's being nice to one another. Nobody's harassing anybody. So I think they should get rid of the thumbs down button now, because Munchie doesn't like the thumbs down button. I don't like the thumbs down button. Every time someone hits a thumbs down button, I feel personally harassed. Okay? So I think they should get rid of the thumbs down button and just turn it into another thumbs up button.
Join the Patreon!